How do I train my team to be independent? How do I delegate better without things falling apart or slowing down? Right, as a business owner, you're not lazy. You're not even controlling. You just learned the hard way that things only get done right either when you do it or you stand over the shoulders and micromanage them. And that's the problem. That's the challenge. Because most small business owners feel like things are getting done only when they're there, only when they're constantly telling their staff what to do. And that way, the business just depends on you for everything. It feels like you're micromanaging them. You feel the pressure, you feel the pain, you feel the burnout because you have to be there 24/7 for things to function. And it just feels like a full-time job not owning a business with overhead and with liabilities. Now imagine there was a way to make sure things are consistent, efficient, and effective based on your standards as a business owner without you having to be there. I know it's almost hard to believe, but there's a thing called SOPs, standard operating procedures. To simplify this, let's just call them recipes or how-tos. And that's why SOPs matter. They give you that ability to step out from the daily operation, to step out from doing everything or controlling everything and focus on high leverage tasks. You don't need to create SOPs to create a binder that no one ever opens and no one ever reads, like happens in most small businesses. But if you build them right, you're able to build consistency. So things run the same way every time, whether you're in the room or not. Again, things will run the same way every time, whether you're in the room or not. And the best part, you don't need 50-page manuals or months to do that. You're able to do it in a simple, efficient way. And I'm going to break down 6 years of building SOPs, building operation manuals in 7 super simple, super effective ways in just under 10 minutes that you can implement in your business today. By the way, Eli Rav here. My mission is super simple for making these videos. I want small business owners to feel free again. Too many that I talk to, that I help, feel stuck, burnt out, overwhelmed, working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, feeling like the business only functions because they do. But I know that's not how it should work. I know there's a better way to run businesses. I personally believe that profit and freedom should be reward for opening up a business, not constant pressure and stress. You as a small business owner, you deserve a business that's worth more and needs you less in the day today. And that's the future I'm working towards, literally by 2035, to help 10,000 small business owners, help them to scale, to grow their valuation of their company, to help them to step back from the daily operations, to help them to even exit for top dollar. And that's the future we're working towards, one business owner at a time. So let's get right into it with step number 1. Step number 1 is start with a template. I wouldn't recommend for you as a small business owner who has a million things on his mind, and that's probably the last thing he wants to do, to start from a blank page. Use a Google Doc, Notion, ClickUp, whatever. Use a template, and if you don't know where to start, just DM me, message me, email me, whatever it is, and I will send you a great Google Doc template that's good enough to start. That's step number 1. The template is because consistency builds trust. That's super important. Every SOP, every how-to, every recipe your team will follow, and if it's the same format, your team will know exactly for where to look and what to look at. They'll get familiar with the SOPs. That's how you build a culture that's process-driven, that's system-driven, that's SOP-driven, of team that just consistently and effectively does things based on your standards. And you do this by making the SOP simplified for them. Think of it like a school worksheet, right? If it's the same layout, it's going to be familiar to the student and they're going to learn faster and they're going to have faster results. Same thing with SOPs. Start with a template, make sure it's all the same, easy to follow, and then your team will just flow. Step number 2 is give it a clear title. And keep it super simple. Don't overcomplicate it, right? Keep it simple. Name it exactly what it is. How to invoice a client, how to follow up with a lead, how to open the store in the morning, how to cook a burger. Think about the name. Keep it simple. What should the employee look for? If you wouldn't Google or YouTube that name, quote unquote, title to find it, don't use it. Don't make it complicated. Step number 3, assign an owner. Every SOP needs an owner, not just the person who wrote it. Whether you're a business owner, you're a implementer, you're an integrator, you're operations manager, you're a consultant, it's not just who wrote it, but who's responsible to keeping it updated, right? You have many things going on in your business. Every SOP needs to be assigned to an owner of that SOP who will keep changing it, who will keep optimizing based on the operations of the business, right? And here's a pro tip that I always recommend for people that I work with personally is every new hire has to update or create an SOP during the first 90 days of working for your company during the onboarding. That's how you're able to instill in them the process-driven culture, the systems-driven culture, the SOP-driven culture that will benefit you as the business owner or the leader at the end, because you will have an operation that will be consistent, effective, less headaches for you, because they will be regulated and they will be trained to use the SOPs. Step number 4, we have the template, we have the title, we even have the owner. Step number 4 is capture the process, and again, keep it simple. Literally, most owners write too much. You don't need a 50-page manual. You don't even need a 10-page manual. All you need is where it starts, where it ends, and the 5 to 8 key steps in between. Think about it like a recipe. Literally like a recipe, like a dinner recipe. Nobody wants to read a 38-page recipe and that's called dinner. Right? They want one page, and on one page it will say, explain how to make tacos in 8 steps. That's how you have to think about your business. Capture the process in a simple way. Simplify this as much as you can. That's where it starts. Here are the 8 steps. That's where it ends. That's it. Step number 5 is add purpose, input, and output. This is where the magic happens, and that's where most owners fail. Because let's say they wrote the SOPs, they wrote the instructions, but every SOP, a successful SOP that the team actually follows, and the owner can have less headaches, less stress, and a team that works without him in the day-to-day has those 3 things in the SOPs. Why does this exist? The purpose. A-star employees wants to know, why are they doing this? 2, what do you need before you start? So before you start taking action, before you start the how-to, the recipe, this SOP, what do I need to start? Do I need a pen? Do I need the software? Do I need a password? Do I need a phone? What do I need? And 3, what does success look like? What does done look like? The output. So we have the purpose, the input, and the output. This kills 80%, 90% of hey boss, what now questions, right? This will literally eliminate most of the questions, and it will open up so much free time for you, and people will start making you more money in a better, efficient way because they'll just start getting it. Step number 6 is fill in the quick details and FAQs, right? What are the details? What are the questions that people will ask you? And as a business owner, if you don't know that answer, just give them the SOP, and for 1 month, literally write down all of the questions and all of the details they ask you, and that's it. You know how to make another page with the FAQs and the questions that are most likely to ask. And again, I like to use this 5-minute rule, and that's what I teach to all the business owners that I personally work with and help their companies. Spend no more than 5 minutes to add details. I'll explain why. We as business owners tend to overcomplicate it, right? But our staff wants simplicity. So all you need to do is literally drop a screenshot, a link, a short note, whatever it is, just enough for someone to follow it without bugging you, right? And I'm not saying it in the lazy way, I'm saying it in the efficient way. Give them what they need in a simple way so they know how to do it on their own. And done is better than perfect, and a good enough SOP is an SOP that gets used. A perfect SOP will not get used by your team. It will not free up your time. You won't be able to literally delegate to your team better. But if you have good enough SOPs that are 80% good, the team will follow them. You'll be able to delegate more, and you'll have an independent team of you. Step number 7, use it and improve it, right? SOPs are living documents. They're not just documents inside of your computer. That's how you conduct business. So every time someone in your team runs a process, acts based on the SOP, they should ask the question, did this work? Is there something to improve? What needs to change? Then update that. Super simple. Just Ask the question, see if it works. If it doesn't, update it. That's how SOPs stay useful. And that's how you build a team that runs in an efficient, effective way based on your standards as a business owner, whether you're there or not. And that's how you're able to step away from daily operations. That's how you're able to literally focus on making money, on joint venture, on new deals, and not firefighting and solving problems inside of your business, because your team will just step up. They'll be like A-star players, the same team you have now. You don't need to change your team for the most part. They'll just get it. So every SOP is like cloning yourself. It saves you hours of repeating. It saves you literally hours of firefighting and solving problems and stopping costly mistakes, and it literally builds consistency. And the best way I like to think about it is like you give them the standard that they have to follow. So you build a team that you can delegate to. You build a team that's independent of you in the daily operations. And that's how you stop being the firefighter, the problem solver, and you start being the builder, the architect of your business. And when you do that, I mean, your revenue will just triple, quadruple. It's just going to be, you're going to make so much more money. You're going to work less, and you're not going to be the bottleneck. You're going to be the builder, the ones who's able to step back while the machine runs. And by the way, if you're working 50, 60, sometimes even 70 or 80 hours a week, if you feel stuck, burned out, or your team can't function without you, you don't know how to delegate properly, and you maybe need just help with creating some SOPs in your business, creating consistency, creating effectiveness, creating a team that follows your standard, check out the link in the description. It's not some overpriced coach or a generic course for you. It's a straight up practical video where I show you how we help 6 to 7 figure business owners to unlock the hidden profits and boost profit margins, cut back their hours of working in their business, build a company that runs and grows without them in the day-to-day operations, and increase the valuation of the business for a future exit to make it attractive for strategic buyers, and just literally make it sell for a multiple when you decide to sell it on your terms. And yeah, it's a funnel. It's my website. I'm not hiding that, but you don't have to click it. It's for the people that really want to implement those strategies and need help with consistency, effectiveness, and build a team that is turnkey operations, so they can literally focus on what matters in their life, and they're ready for a change. And if you're done carrying the whole business on your back, it might be exactly what you need. And if it helped you, drop a like, comment. I read every comment, and I really do appreciate all the comments. But most importantly, subscribe, because it's not a do-it-yourself. Business is not about do-it-yourself. And the more business owners that learn how to grow, how to scale, how to implement these strategies, we as a business owner, we as a humanity, we as a world, we all win. So I appreciate you being here. If you have a business owner who's a friend of yours and you like them, please share this video with them, and I'll see you in the next one.